It's the best time of the year. It's lit with Indian lit time. Woo! Hello everyone, and welcome to a new video. My name is Smriti, and in case you didn't know, I love translated literature, but in particular, I try my level best to read more and more of Indian translated literature. I started this readathon sort of thingy that I'm going to speak to you about, which is Lit with Indian Lit, 6 years ago, with the idea of just trying to understand more of this space and to read more Indian translated literature, because in India we have so many different languages and people writing in all these different languages, and sometimes they get translated into English or the language that you are comfortable reading in. For most of us, it is English. So I just wanted to spend that time to read more translated Indian books from different regional languages and like come together and discuss them with people and like talk to people about it, and just like sort of sit in the beauty of Indian translated literature, because there are so many amazing books out there. It's absolutely nuts. And what I had seen happening during that time was that one, people weren't picking up too many books by Indian authors, and two, if they were, then it was primarily a lot of Indian authors who were primarily writing in English. And I wanted that shift to happen within me, but also I wanted to see if I could make my friends also make that little bit of a shift. And yeah, that's when this whole thing came up, and I started Lit with Indian Lit. It was previously called Lit with Regional Lit, but like changed that, and it's Indian Lit now. And it's essentially in the month of April, we sit down and read as many Indian translated books as we can. I have just had the most amazing time during this, not only reading the books but also interacting with other people who have read Indian translated books during this time, and also like not just in the month of April, right? It's a year-long sort of initiative, but April is like the month when you just like go ham. At least that's how it works for me. But yeah, I've just had the best time interacting with each one of y'all who have sat down and read Indian translated books. So if you are a person who has read a translated Indian book because of this thing, or just in general, or spoken to me about it, then I just wanted to say a huge thank you. You don't know how much it inspires me and makes me just so happy. And like whenever I get like a notification that says Lit with Indian Lit, or like someone tags me in their post, I just like squeal. Sometimes not on the inside, and sometimes I'm out in public and it's weird, but it just makes me very happy is what I wanted to say. So before Smriti goes on about this readathon, I need to tell you that there are a ton of recommendations that I have already put up on this channel. So there are a ton of videos, be it short books that you should read, that are Indian translated books, or Indian translated books from A to Z, where I've spoken about 25 different books that you can pick up, or like just generally given like random recommendations. Do check that out. I will link it down in the bio. And then now move on to the video that she did, but she forgot to tell you about the recommendations bit. So in the 6th year of Lit with Indian Lit, I thought we would do something simple, because in the last 2 years I have tried to like do things where I've gamified things with points or created like a bingo board, and I don't know, 2023 has been something for me, you know. So I just wanted to simplify things. So while I do always suggest that people read from all regions of India, that is north, south, east, west, and the northeast of India, this time I have just 3 prompts, and these prompts are not prompts that you have to follow. To be honest, it's just a way to just keep the excitement up, and it's just a way that like if you find it tough to build a TBR for yourself, such as me, because there's just so many books out there, that just this helps it like bring it down. But the whole point of Lit with Indian Lit is just for you to read as many Indian translated books as you can, and it doesn't have to fit within these prompts at all. Just read it, use the hashtag as and when you can, tag me whenever you can, just so that like I can share it back on my socials, or just generally when people follow the like hashtag, people can see so many like recommendations and book reviews or whatever. So that's essentially it. So let's get into the three very simple prompts that I have for this year's 6th edition Lit with Indian Lit. So the first prompt is a book that you've been putting off for a while, and I have 50 books that can come into this list. There are a bunch of books that I've been meaning to read, and then I'm like, no, I'll read them in April, or a bunch of books that I've been like, just I've seen that like lots of people have said amazing things about, but just like not picked it up. So let this be that like push that you have to finally pick up that book and read it. Whatever that first book that comes to your mind, I mean, tell me what that first book is, but like that first book that comes to your mind, just read that, or whatever other book that comes to your mind and you think about it and you go like, it's finally time for me to read this book. Just do that, because I have so many books for this. But yeah, that's the first prompt. And the second prompt is any award winning or award nominated books. So in the past, now last year we won the International Booker Prize, where Tomb of Sand won it, and in this recent years for the International Booker Prize, Pyre by Perumal Murugan has also been nominated and is in the long list. So that could be a choice. But also there are so many other awards in like place. So there's the Sahitya Academy Award. So you can read books by people who have won the Sahitya Academy Award, or in particular the Sahitya Academy Award for translation to English. You can read that. Or if you can read in your own mother tongue and read like books that have been nominated or won that award. There is also the JCB prize or the DSC prize. There are so many prizes that are there in India that like focus on translated Indian literature, and if not just Indian literature, and then you can see the books that have been translated. And yeah, that's the idea. I will link a lot of the lists down below so that you can check out their like short list and long list and whatever, and then choose your books from there. But award winning or an award nominated like book is basically where we're at. But keep in mind, this could be a book that didn't necessarily win the award, but the author won an award, and then you could read their book. So for example, Gitanjali Shri won the award for Tomb of Sand, or you could say Daisy Rockwell won the award for Best Translation for Tomb of Sand. So you could read a book by Daisy Rockwell, like translated by Daisy Rockwell, or by Gitanjali Shri as well. So like award-winning translators and authors also count in this prompt. Just keep it as loose and easy for you as possible, essentially. And the third prompt is to read a book that is translated from a language that you have never read before, or a language that you hardly read from. So, for example, I mostly read a lot of books that are translated from Tamil or Bengali, so I will try to read a book that I haven't really like read from, like a language that I haven't really read from as much. So, for example, Dogri, which is a language from people from Jammu, that is a language that I haven't read from before, or Konkani is a language that I have read maybe just one book from before. So I would go to find a book in that language, and that is the idea of this prompt. So I hope that helps you. And yeah, those are the three prompts. As usual, I will implore you to also read from all different regions of the like country. So if you can do a north, south, east, west, northeast, that would be amazing, because the idea is for you to like stretch your boundaries and read from like the entire gamut that we have in India, because we have just so many languages and just so many different books. And now for the internationals or people who live abroad who may not have access to Indian translated literature, there is, but like if you can't find it or you don't feel like reading it, that is totally fine. However, even if you pick up a book by an Indian author who like lives in India or like resides in India or is Indian, whatever, as long as you're reading that, that also will count, because I just want people to discover Indian authors. I want them to just like feel the force of like how wonderful they are and how their writing can be so amazing, and like just feel the like the atmosphere of what they write about, if they're writing about the like area that they live in, or like, you know, like they just know it so much better. And I just, yes, that is all that I have to say for now. Again, a reminder for you to check out my recommendations. I have made so many videos about book recommendations on Indian translated literature. So like, do check that out. And I hope that you enjoy and that you join me for this readathon sort of thingy that we do in the 6th year. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you are going to join in the Lit with Indian Lit month, even for one book, then do comment down and let me know. If you are not participating and you just want to like let me know that you were here, then just give me like a wave emoji or something like that in the comments, because that will increase my what's it called, engagement, and just push this video to more people who might want to read Indian translated literature in the month of April. Okay, that is all from me. I will see you in my next video. Bye!